Hey, what's up everyone? It's Kevin Boudreau. I'm currently watching a Stanford Business video. It's great. On YouTube you can, there's like 1,000 videos from Stanford Business, but it's about compensation for startups, things like that. Basically, it doesn't really matter the situation, just picture like who should get what money. They said something that one of my poker friends says a lot, and I don't want to say it because it's kind of something like personal, but what they say is, what does he bring to the table? What does the other person bring to the table? And my poker playing friend always talks about this in a funny sense. Is the person funny? Is he cool to hang out with? Is he positive or negative? Oh man, he doesn't bring much to the table. Like, forget about him, or like, don't invite him, or something like that. But yeah, it reminds me a lot about like a video I really want to talk about, which I'm just going to get into right now, which is, I think life is a lot about opportunity, and you give yourself more opportunity with the more skills and the more connections you have. I think people really need to think about this long term as well. Short term isn't nearly as important as long term. That's like another tip I got from one of my super good poker friends this summer. Just like when thinking about life and stuff, I was thinking about long term with the insurance agency. That's the reason I got into that, was because it was supposed to be my long term play. It was business school, and then if I did well at it, I would just have a business coming out. It didn't cost me that much money. For what it's worth, for the official breaking news, I have put in my resignation, and I think it's Friday. I may have one more official day. I think maybe Monday is my last official day. But I've ever since I went out to the World Series, I was paying a good friend, an agent right next door to me, to take care of my clients for me. So I didn't leave my clients hanging. I made sure they were taken care of. I talked to the managers a few times for the district, the managers, and they said everything was going okay, and they kind of supported my decision. So that's really big news for me. Yeah, it just has me really thinking about like life is a lot about opportunity, and you got to set yourself up for that. And like, what does that mean? It seems kind of weird. Like, I know a lot of people that watch these videos my age and older. Only like a handful, maybe 10% of the people are younger than me. I think it's like advice for everybody. Or maybe if it's something you already know, you can just like put it in the comments and try to help out anybody that's intrigued by this, because there's a lot of people that just like watch these videos and scroll through the comments and don't talk. So I have certain friends that I see doing lots of things. As I'm sitting here trying to think about this business, those are the people I want to work with. It's like, what do these people bring to the table? I have a big passion for social media and for like these videos and things like that, and I get around people and I start talking about it. And just at the series, completely unplanned, it was after I put in my resignation. It was actually like the 20th of last month, June. I was supposed to go back, and it didn't feel right. I knew I was supposed to be playing poker. I knew I wasn't happy at the insurance agency. But yeah, I put in my resignation, and just while I was at a party, I'm sitting there talking to people, and actually like a small business in Vegas hired me to help with their social media, to help run their Twitter and things like that, and that's a small salary job. And I also had another friend who asked me to build a website for him. Built that website, he was a fan of it, and launched that for him. Yeah, he's going to have me build another website for him in the future. So it's just funny because it's like, this is what I'm into. Like, I can watch hour-long seminars on like Gary Vaynerchuk talking about social media, and it's like I'll watch every single video I can find on him that I haven't seen, even though the material is so similar. It's like when I watch things a month apart, based on the different things I've done just in that past month, different things will hit me, and I'll kind of let them resonate in a different way and try to take it all in, because I think in life you can't always take all the advice or all the things people are trying to teach you until you have the right set of circumstances and situations that your brain is like synced up to take that information in and make sense of it. And I also think there's like that complete flip side of having some information and just like making the complete like false picture in your head of how things are, how things are. I think with investments, that's a big thing people fish, is just like not having enough information. not doing your due diligence and just like trusting people. So I put in my resignation. I knew I was going to be anxious when I started that job. I knew I was going to be nervous. I knew it was going to be hard. The first 3 or 4 weeks, I was just sick to my stomach every morning. One morning I had an anxiety attack. I had to pull off to the side of the highway. It was brutal, and I expected it to get better, but honestly, it didn't. And as soon as I had a chance to get away from that for like a week, it just felt so good. The relief of kind of worrying about myself and like doing something I really enjoyed was so nice, and I just like kind of knew that my time was up there. And then kind of the idea for this business came after too, so I kind of like just fucking quit my job, and my only plan was to play poker. I mean, I was going to move to Vancouver. It doesn't seem like I'll do that. I may get like an apartment up there, or like get a room in someone's place and travel up there. But yeah, like it feels good to have spent this time just like making these videos. I mean, everybody realizes I've spent a lot of time doing this. That's something people see. It's giving me opportunities that other people that have more skills than me or have more money than me may not have. And I think that's important going forward. And no one's certain how hard poker is going to be in the future, or if it's legalized in the US, what the tax codes will be on it, so how profitable it can be. So I think it is important to make these connections, because there's a lot of smart people in the poker network, and I'm just like really thankful to have met these people and kind of got into these circles, because it has me really excited going forward. And I'm going to look to use this business, maybe even not even in this business, just at poker in general, to like kind of forge some of these bonds instead of giving people the head nod that I've seen for like 3 years. I'm like working on trying to talk to him instead of being such a hermit and sitting around. It's part of the reason I talked to Phil Ivey in that hand, is because it was more important to me, and this is like a personal trait of mine, like that he liked me, than like the equity difference of me not saying anything. So like I wanted to have a conversation with him. Like it was fun. It wasn't like a super expensive tournament, and I don't think I gave away too much. And the hand we played when I was talking, I won a bunch of chips for him, so I don't feel too bad about that. And I mean, I'm sure he doesn't even remember me unless he has like a sick brain. I don't know. Like, I think he's really good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he has the crazy brain, or else he would have maybe recognized me from before, because I have met him a couple times. What's your things you guys are into? Is it building websites? If I had someone that was like into building apps anywhere on this channel that watches this video, like send me a message, because I have like a 3-package app that they all tie in together, that we could all sell separate or as a big package, and that would be an awesome idea. But it's just one of those things. I can't spend the time learning how to make apps right now. Looked into it, it probably would take me 240 hours just to get to the basics, and like right now, like I need to focus. I'm sure people are familiar with like the 80-20 principle. 80% of your profits come from 20% of your work. Basically like a big number, small number principle, and it's present in a lot of things in life. Like your stress, 80% of your stress comes from 20% of your people, or it could be like 90 and 10 or whatever. But I mean, focusing on cutting out those bad things is very important. This video is super rambly and all over the place, but if anything, it'll just be something I can watch for myself, and that's what a lot of these videos are anyways. Like, it's interesting for me to have these videos and be able to look back, and I think it'll be awesome if I keep doing this my whole life, just the amount of footage of me there will be, like, for my family to look at. I had a family member, again, we're just jumping all over the place. I had a family member in Connecticut spend a couple years traveling and working, and traced like our lineage back like 6 generations, and just had like all this awesome documents and paperwork and letters from the family. And it was so funny reading letters from people from like the 1800s. They just were terrible like, I suck at spelling, don't get me wrong. They were terrible spellers. Dumb would have been D-U-M. Everything was exactly the way it sounded. And it was just really interesting. I think in the future, it's going to be crazy for them to be able to look back on me. I consider myself somewhat intelligent in certain fields. I don't have a good memory, and I'm not good at history. I don't know a lot of different English things. I think math is one of my strong suits, and problem solving, and I'm just going to focus on using those, and just the things I get into, I'm going to be passionate about them, and people notice, and it's like a cool feeling having something that you like care about. It's 11 o'clock on Friday, and like I'm watching a lecture from Stanford Business, and it's like the thing I want to be doing more than anything in the world, and this is the truth. I'm just trying to learn, I'm trying to educate myself and give myself the most opportunities I can in life, and be thinking long term instead of somewhat short term. So tell me what you think. If you guys have any questions, put them down below. Question of the day. I want to know what's like the 3 things you guys are into. I know when I first came on, I had I forget his name. Is this guy from Germany, and he was the one that actually made me the little icon picture for YouTube, and I still use it. And I've talked to him occasionally, like via messages, but it was awesome. He's like, hey, I do this for a living. Like, it's like clear, like you have the wrong size thing. So he sent me like the perfect square, and it looks better. You guys can all see what people write, and if you need someone in there, you can use them. But maybe there might be somebody out there that can help me with something that I'm doing, and that would be kind of cool too. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching.